Thanksgiving is upon us, and the NFL is serving up a full plate of matchups beginning tomorrow right here on Fox. I have J-Mac's 5 picks. His last pick is I already know which way it's going because it's a really great pick. Yeah. And I know exactly what you're going to say, why you like the team you like, but we'll let the audience wait for about 5 minutes. But I think your last pick is really a sharp pick. So we call this tomorrow's headlines today. Packers, Lions. I think we disagree here. What do you say?
Yeah, listen, I love the Thanksgiving games. First of all, KC, Dallas is going to be great. We'll get there shortly. But this game I'm fascinated with, Colin. I really do believe one of these teams could be Super Bowl bound. The headline for Packers, Lions will be, let me see you, Cassie roll. Motown gets green baked. Yes, sir. Give me the Green Bay Packers here. Colin, how about this stat? This is the first time the Packers have been underdogs all season. First time. I'm telling you, there's a big disconnect between what the public sees with Green Bay and what they've seen this season and what the market thinks. I'm just telling you, if you think the Packers are the side this week, you probably want to bet them to win the Super Bowl because I'm telling you, this is a great matchup for the Packers. They run a lot of stunts, right, Colin, where Micah Parsons starts on the edge and then comes in. Guess where Detroit's weakest? Interior offensive line. Goff got beat up last week by the Giants. And speaking of last week, I know you want to kind of poo-poo it. That was a look-ahead game. I get that. That's fine. The defense was on the field for 77 plays against Jameis Winston and company, okay? I think even though Love has a busted-up shoulder and he had to hand off with his right hand regardless of which side, not great. I think the Packers have some success. Keep an eye on Christian Watson against the Detroit man defense. Watson's a burner, indoors. There's a world where he erupts. I'm starting him in all my fantasy leagues. I like the Packers here, Colin.
Tomorrow's headlines today. Chiefs at the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think I'm 5-0 picking against the Chiefs this season. That was my offseason take. I'm public enemy number 1 in KC. The headline for Chiefs Cowboys will be simply delicious. Boys pickins their teeth and go Dak for seconds. Yes, I'm going with Dallas here. It's weird. This is the same team, Colin, that lost to Arizona at home. Remember that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And then they lost to Carolina on the road. And we know Carolina's not good. But for whatever reason, for the big boys, Dallas shows up. Both games against Philly were really close and tight, and they pulled one out. I do believe this Dallas offense is going to give KC a world of problems. Spagnuolo, what's his DNA? Blitz, blitz, blitz. You had the stat earlier. Dak's like one of the best quarterbacks in the league against a blitz this season. And I know McDuffie is thought of as a superstar. He's better on the inside. He's playing a lot of outside. He's having a good season. But he's not like a lockdown corner that he was when they had Snead on the outside. Now, just to be clear, Kansas City, first indoor game this season.
Yeah.
Worthy and Rice, they could eat. But Kansas City, weird. Like the last 3 weeks, Colin, they played run-heavy teams. Denver, Buffalo, and then last week, I'm forgetting who they played. Oh, the Colts with Jonathan Taylor. Dallas is not run-heavy. So I do believe there's going to be points here. I'm on the over. And give me the 3.5, the hook if you can get it. Dallas Cowboys, I like them to win outright, Colin.
All right, tomorrow's headlines today. Big AFC South battle. Texans, better at home usually, at the Colts.
Yeah, not a sexy game, but this is one of my bigger ones this month. The headline for Colts Texans will be lost track of time. Texans salty after dashes of Danny. Yes, I do believe the Texans are overvalued here coming off that win against Buffalo. By the way, Buffalo's tackles were both beat up in that game. Neither of them is practicing right now. So that's part of why Will Anderson and Hunter look so good in that game. At the same time, I'm keeping a track on C.J. Stroud. So he's at practice as of like 6 minutes ago. Still has not been cleared from concussion protocol, but he might be. And that would be a big get back. But this is about the Colts, Colin. Remember, last few games, they played outdoors at Pittsburgh, looked kind of slow. They played outdoors last week against KC, looked kind of slow. The game in Berlin didn't have the same pop. They're coming back to the Dome now, Colin. I think this is a Steichen special. Danny Dimes has a real big game. And keep an eye on Jonathan Taylor, obviously on the ground. I like the Colts here at home. Sauce Gardner, also versus Nico Collins. I think that's a good matchup. I don't know if you saw this. The Patrick Mahomes passing chart last week, he did not throw to the left side of the field at all, like 0 completions. Sauce Gardner was over there a lot. So I think Sauce really changes the calculus of this defense. I like the Colts.
Tomorrow's headlines today. I got a feeling I know where you're leaning here. Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers off a bye.
So me and a buddy are still alive in Survivor, and we like the Chargers this week. I know divisional matchups are scary, but the headline for Chargers Raiders will be much ado about stuffing. Chargers keep the Genty in a bottle. That's assuming Genty even plays, Colin. He got busted up the ankle. Yeah. I mean, listen, the Raiders are in disarray. I don't know what to make of your boy Chip Kelly. He got fired. They fired his right-hand man. I mean, they got some guy who's been there forever calling plays. I don't really understand how they have a chance here against Harbaugh and company. Did you see what Harbaugh did, by the way, for the team? Gave them extra days off on the bye week just to kind of recalibrate, chill out, get your mind right after getting spanked by the Jags. I think the Chargers are okay here. By the way, they destroyed the Raiders in 2 matchups last season. I think a big coaching edge for Harbaugh. And they have Derwin James. Remember, he's like the Travis Kelce stopper. I think he does a good enough job on Brock Bowers. Did a good job twice last season. That I think the Chargers get it done. Really hoping that Omarion Hampton, the great rookie running back, I hope he returns. Still no clarity if he's going to be back this week.
This final one, I think I probably should have included this in the Blazing Five. Tomorrow's headlines today, the weary Giants travel again, this time to the Patriots.
Yeah, Giants, I don't know what to make of this team. So they covered against Detroit. They nearly beat Green Bay outright. They got a push there. Jameis is showing up. Do you start him again or Jackson Dart? The headline for Patriots Giants on Sunday will be Diggs in a blanket. Pats wrap things up before dinner. I'm rolling with Drake May a little reluctantly. Colin, I just saw the news. Will Campbell, the rookie left tackle, just placed on IR. So he's out this week, out for the next 4. That's not great news, given the Giants have an edge rushers galore with Brian Burns and company. So I have some skepticism, but this is just basically hand the ball off to Stevenson and Henderson and let them cook, right? The Giants have the worst run defense in the league by a mile. Gibbs just went for 215 or whatever on the ground. So I think this is pretty easy. But I do wonder, Colin, in the back of my head, are the Patriots like getting a little fatigued? Is the pressure wearing on them? Because they have not looked amazing the last couple weeks. That game against Cincinnati was disappointing. All the failures inside the 5-yard line. So I'm on the Patriots here. I like a flat 7 better than a 7.5. I don't know. Jameis Winston keeps shocking me the way he's playing. I did not see this out of him, but I'm rolling with the Patriots here as big favorites.
You know, we talked about it this week. I've never really thought about it this way, but something just came up to me watching Jameis Winston this week, is that there's 3 kinds of quarterbacks. There's franchise guys, and there's always been backups. And you can tell the backups, they get drafted 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, or it's a high round pick that you know pretty early is not going to work. Jameis is the classic, to me, bridge. You can start him for a year and win 8 or 9 games. I think honestly, right now in Carolina, they're trying to figure out what Bryce Young is. Is he like the best bridge in the league? Because he's all over the map. I mean, and he's got 2 good receivers. He's got a star back. The defense is better. He's all over the map. He's in the 80s and he's got an offensive coach. Bryce Young should be better. It's also a weak, wonky division. So it's Bryce Young. Mac Jones, by the way, I think is a great bridge. I'm not building around him. Now, I think Sam Darnold is a franchise guy. I think a lot of people before Seattle were they were very cynical, like, it was Minnesota. Now you watch him and you're like, okay, he's a franchise guy. Winning record Carolina, great year Minnesota, great year in Seattle. Mac Jones, bridge guy. I think Bryce Young probably falls into that. But when you ask about Jameis Winston, he is the classic bridge. Like, you're not going to build around him and hire coordinators for him. But, dude, if I said against the Patriots he threw for 4 touchdowns, you would not be shocked. And he also threw 3 picks.
Let me ask you, you mentioned Bryce Young as a bridge guy. Do you keep him one more year, you do not extend him, and you draft a guy like Carson Beck, which is his polar opposite? I know nobody likes Beck. Listen, man, he's going to be drafted, okay? He's 6'4" with a huge arm. He's the opposite of Young, who's small and was highly touted. So I think you're probably onto something there. All I know is if Jameis is a bridge, I don't want him bridging anybody with the New York Jets. Keep him with the Giants. No. Maybe it's 2 weeks of fool's gold. I don't want him with the Jets. No.
I mean, I think Justin Fields, we've gotten to a point. Yeah. He may just be a backup.
He's definitely not even a bridge. No.
Yeah, no, he's moved out of the bridge. But I will say, in this quarterback class, I think Mac Jones. I'll tell you another guy that's very interesting. Davis Mills. I got to tell you, I'm watching him.
You could go into week 1 starting Davis Mills, and your whole team is going to think, like, what are we doing? We're not going anywhere with Davis.
I thought he was pretty good against the Bills. I mean, he didn't shrink.
He was solid. Come on.
All right. Maybe I like bridges more than you. I'm getting old. I'll start playing bridge here pretty quick.
The bridges of Colin Cowherd County.
See you
That's a movie.
next week.